But we do have some things inside to show you.
I don't think we'll pass inspection with it.
I'm not sure that we've shown you guys this at all yet. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Thanksgiving weekend and we have a video showing you what we've been working on here at Casa 1923 this weekend.
As we get closer to moving in, we've really pared down the original antiques that were in the house, and we want to show you a few at the end of this video of what we plan on keeping.
Yep, so be sure to stick around to the end for that. But first, we are gonna show you, we've been bringing some things over from our rental, and because last week we decided we didn't have enough plants in the yard already, we started bringing some over from our other house.
All right, so of course we had to bring the aloe because in Florida it's so important when you're out in the sun. We can just cut a little bit of aloe when we get a little suntan and soothe the skin.
So this is very scraggly and looks like a mess now, but I used to have a ton of succulents and I can't wait to get back into my succulent gardening, but I wanted to show you one of my favorite plants that was already here at the casa when we bought it. So this donkey tail was here when we bought the house. It was up on the front porch and it's still doing really well. I haven't had to do anything except leave it out here in the yard, but I think it's probably pretty old. I think Marie had it for a while. But I just love it. I've always loved donkey tails, so I'm looking forward to propagating this one and making a few other smaller plants and maybe being able to give those away or put them around the yard. I also really love this plant, which these are now getting taken over by the ferns. This one was here when we bought the house, and I don't know what it is, but it's really pretty. If you know what this one is, then let us know in the comments. I haven't been doing anything to it and it's thriving. So it's obviously something that loves the Florida climate. Okay, next up, we've been trying to just empty our rental out little by little so that when moving day comes, we won't have quite as much to move. So we did have a yard sale last weekend with some of our stuff. It was mostly our stuff, not Marie's stuff. And then we took a bunch of donations today. And then we also brought some tile samples over to the casa that were tiles that we had been sort of deciding on, but we're gonna show you what they were. So in a previous video, a lot of you mentioned that you wanted to see some terracotta tile in the house, and of course we had thought about that. It's a Spanish style house, so we had ordered quite a few terracotta samples that we were thinking about for the kitchen.
Probably could have dumped the water off the tailgate.
What?
Said I probably could have dumped the water off the tailgate first.
I mean, that's okay. We're not actually using any of these samples. But these were some of the ideas that we had for the kitchen. We kind of liked this darker color terracotta, but I didn't really like how distressed these tiles look. And I liked the size. I liked the size and color of these also. Did you like these?
Yeah.
But I just didn't like how distressed all these tiles are looking these days, and it's like every single terracotta tile that we looked at, it just had this like weathered, distressed look to it. And
Considering the condition of the kitchen, we
yeah,
wanted new, nice, clean
right.
tile.
You all saw what our kitchen looked like when we first bought the house, and it was not pretty. It was very gross and dirty. So we really did just want a floor tile that looked nice and clean, pristine. So we didn't actually end up going with any of these. There will not be terracotta tile in the kitchen, but there was never terracotta tile in the house to start with either, originally. So even though there's terracotta roof tile, originally they never had any inside. So we went with something else, and that video will be coming. I know we keep saying that, but we've had a lot of delays with things like our appliances and our cabinets and our countertops and different things. So the kitchen video has been taking a little bit longer than expected because we wanted to make sure we would be able to show you the end result when we finally got there. So it is coming soon. As soon as we have a kitchen, you'll be the first to see it. All right, what else are you working on this weekend?
That window, pickup cab.
We're kind of all over the place with projects this
Yeah.
weekend. But we do have some things inside to show you.
The upstairs.
Yeah, let's go check out the upstairs. Okay, here we are in the primary bedroom, which is still kind of a disaster because we've been focusing on working downstairs quite a bit. So this is a little bit of a mess, but what did you have to ask me up here?
If you thought we could rebuild this little corner, or should I take this board off and put a new one on? I have the new trim piece that we're gonna put on, but this is a little rotten.
How far over is it rotten?
It's about here. So like just this corner, like we could put the thing on,
I think we could
put
probably,
some wood filler in there.
yeah, we could probably repair it with
Or
wood filler.
take it off, and put a new one on.
Well, if you take it off, we're probably gonna have to repair the wall some too, which we could do.
Yeah.
I guess it just depends how much time we have before we want this room to be livable. I think we can just repair it. I don't think we have to replace this whole board.
And then we have to skim this, get rid of it.
What?
Skim it over.
Is it time?
We can put a picture frame right here, frame it off, and then skim the rest.
Yeah. You guys look how destroyed this room is.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So let me see if I can get a wider angle here. There we go. Yeah, this room is still a mess. But it looks like you've made a lot of progress on the window frames around here. You've been sanding them.
Yeah, I mean, this one and that one are almost done. This brown stuff's coming off really easy, so it's super smooth right now.
So we just need to prime over this. Even though it looks rough, it's very smooth. So that's just about ready to prime. I think the window sills need a little more attention because
Yeah, we might have to skim some of it.
they're still
And
pretty
there's
rough.
like little cracks down here in this wood. So there's definitely still some touching up to do.
Yeah, but we're getting very close.
Biggest problem is taking these off. These screws are stripped, and so they're really hard to get off. I might have to drill them out, and then we got to patch over it.
Yeah, she had all these little curtain rods up here, and in every room. That's been really hard to get those off. All right, what else do we have going on?
The closet.
Oh, the closet. I'm not sure that we've shown you guys this at all yet, but we had, surprise, another leaking issue going on, which we almost have all the leaks taken care of. It's definitely not as big of a deal as it was months ago, but in this closet.
Okay, so this closet is in very rough shape, and we had a leak in here. This was one of our ceiling leaks, believe it or not. It went down around this window, and below us is the dining room. So we had an issue with that. And last weekend, I sealed up around all the tile on the roof here. And we had a rainstorm last night for several hours, and so far it's dry. So I think I can patch this now.
Which is good news because our inspection is imminent.
Yeah,
We don't know exactly when, but it's sometime in the next week or so, probably.
Yeah, so we got to get this all cleaned up.
Yeah, they probably don't want to see a big gaping hole in the wall.
No, I don't think we'll pass inspection with a big hole in the wall. It's for ventilation.
Yeah.
We like that smell.
Alright, and then this here is our guest room, which is our last priority, honestly, because we don't have to be living in here anytime in the near
We
future.
have no intentions of inviting anyone.
Yeah, no friends and family. So anyway, this is the guest room, and it is looking pretty scary still.
Yeah, so there's a video coming on that. This was all rotten, this board. So I took it off, threw some plaster up behind it. Now I'm gonna put it back on. I have 2 new boards that I've already primed, and this I've got to cut.
And then this door goes to our bathroom, which is right across the hallway over here. This is one of the first doors that I think we're gonna refinish because we'd really like to have a door on the bathroom.
Yeah.
Before we move in. I mean, it's just us living here, but in case anyone comes over, they might want a door on the bathroom. So that'll be fun to see the wood that's underneath all of these layers of paint.
Yeah, hopefully it matches the other doors.
What's on the other side of that door? I don't remember. Is it
Just
stained?
brown. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, so most of our doors look like this dark stain. And you can kind of see
Green.
it's really pretty wood underneath there. So we're gonna be stripping all of these and refinishing them one by one as we can. But this one will definitely be a top priority. All right, so we're gonna head back downstairs and show you what Hal was working on yesterday. He tried to record it with a different camera, which this is just my phone that I usually use. I have an iPhone 11, it's like nothing fancy. But we had a different old phone and he tried recording with that one and it really did not turn out great. So we're just gonna show you in this video the work that he was able to get done.
Yeah.
So let's head downstairs. All right, so now we're downstairs in our drawing room.
Yeah, so we had all these grates that were painted and they were chipping and a little rusty. I took them off, sanded them down, primed them, and painted them. I put it on last night. I did that one, which this one still works.
Okay, here, let me get closer so they can see what you're talking about.
I oiled them so that we can get the air coming out and actually be able to turn it a little bit because this is where my desk is going to go, my office desk. So this way the air won't blow directly on me. It's kind of vented.
Oh yeah, that'll
to
be
the
nice.
side. It'll blow out into the room.
Oh, here, do you want to show them what your setup is going to be? So if you've been watching some of our earlier videos, you know that Hal is a writer. So of course he has a writer's desk. And since he gave up the studio so that I could have my art studio,
A laundry room.
well, and he also wanted the laundry room to be his writing room, and I decided to turn it into a laundry room instead. So this nook over here is going to be the writing nook. And tell them where your desk is going to go and all that.
Yeah, so I'll have my desk. It was actually one of Marie's tables that was in the porch studio. Table's going to go here, and then we're going to have 2 cabinets back here. That's somebody calling to buy a lamp. We're going to have 2 cabinets here, and then a bookcase probably about here. I think we're going to try and...
Yeah, we're not going to cover that vent up, but somehow we're going to have some kind of shelving over there. But we also have the built-in that you'll get to use, which will be really nice.
Yeah, so we can put a lot of our books and stuff in here. Maybe get some lights up top.
Oh, that'd be nice. And this is also, so it looks like it's just a corner over here, but when you're actually over here sitting at the desk, this is going to be the view, which is really nice because you get to see out the front door and all the windows and...
Yeah, even the front gate.
Yeah, and the fireplace over here once we get that going. All right, so now we're headed into the dining room.
Yep, so as you can see, the tools are still out. I got this one on last night. I did oil it, but it is being stubborn and doesn't want to open and close. I put some caulk around it. I've got to redo that, but just cleaned it up, painted it white.
Yeah, it looks a lot nicer than it did before. It was all like rusted and had flaking paint on it, and it just looked like a mess, and now it just kind of blends in, which is good.
Yeah.
Oh, right over here on the baseboard, this is another area where we're almost done with this room, which we showed you in a previous video. But some of our molding it still had like some dents and cracks and stuff in it, so that's wood putty that I put on there, and then I need to sand it, and then we'll put the final coats of paint on there, and then that'll be all done. All right, we're gonna head into the kitchen, but I'm not gonna show you the kitchen yet because it is only partially done.
Okay, so this was the kitchen vent, and we took it off. It was starting to rust. It's cast iron. Really loved it. I thought it was a beautiful antique, and we definitely wanted to save it and restore it. So I pulled it out and I started sanding it, and then I flipped it over to sand the back, and I saw a website. www.acornmanufacturing.com or mfg.com. Looked them up. So this was probably early 2000s.
It's still really pretty.
But it's
though.
a beautiful piece, super solid. We definitely want to keep it. It looks great in the kitchen. Right now it's just primed black. We were trying to decide if that was the color we want to go with, or do we want to paint it. So
as of right now, I kind of like the black.
I kind of do too. It needs another coat.
Yeah.
And maybe even a little, not gloss, maybe a flat.
Yeah. In the other rooms, I just wanted the vents to kind of blend into the walls, but because that one is so pretty and decorative, I kind of like it standing out like that. So we mentioned that we had a yard sale last weekend. We have been trying to clean out some of the last things that we have left from when we cleaned out the whole house. If you want to see all the treasures that were in the house when we bought it, you can go back and see. We have over 40 videos in our catalog of us cleaning out the house and tours of the whole house. But now we're kind of down to the last few items, and we have decided to keep a few of them. So we're going to show you what we're keeping. So one of the things that we decided to keep is this lamp over here. At first, when we saw this lamp surrounded by all the other clutter in the house, I wasn't a huge fan of it. But then once we got everything out and it was just sitting here by itself, I realized how beautiful it really is. I love the glass and then the painted details down here. The little finial on top is really pretty too. So I think this is the room that we're gonna have this in. This is our parlor where we're gonna have our couch, our TV. This will be like our main hangout space. And I think we're gonna keep this lamp somewhere in this room. So, and actually we don't know how long this lamp has been here. We know that some of the things in the house came from Marie, who was the previous owner, and then some of the things in the house were from the previous owner, and she left them here for Marie. And we think this is 1940s, so this might have been here even from before Marie owned the house.
All right, we're in the studio where we've been housing a lot of the stuff we saved from this house. And so I want to show you probably my favorite piece of furniture. If you remember back to the first house clean out video, actually the first house tour before we even bought the place. This, I believe it's a Louis XIV. It's Italian olive wood. It's kind of a Bombay style. It's a little dusty right now, but I've been keeping it covered with moving blankets. And it is absolutely gorgeous.
I'll get up close so I can see the wood a little better. It's super pretty in person.
Yeah, if you look at all these little pieces they had to glue in, it's just amazing. And a lot of the stuff in this house was not in good shape, but fortunately this was.
Yeah, this was one of the few items that we found in the house that was not like ruined by mold or rats chewing on it, or anything like that. It was actually in pretty good shape. So that is a piece we're going to be holding on to.
Yeah. Probably my favorite piece of the whole house, besides what I'm going to use for my desk. But we'll show you that in another video.
Yeah, we'll show you that in another video because that is kind of in
Covered
part.
up.
Yeah, it's covered up. It's a hard place to get to right now because we have some things stored away while we're working in the house. What about this thing? Because I can kind of see this in the video.
This?
Yeah, this is neat.
Yeah, I don't really know what it probably held something. It didn't hang because this hole's here.
Could put a little plant on it though. Like to me, it looks like a plant hanger maybe, or
yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what it was initially, but that's probably what I would use it for.
Yeah, I'd probably hang my coat on it. That's what I would do with it, but that's me.
Okay, one more thing that we're keeping is this sweet vase. This is French, which makes me think this did come from Marie, because if you've been watching, you know she was born in Paris. She's French. But I really love it. I love the bird motif, the flowers. I'm not exactly sure where I'm gonna put it yet, but I decided to hang on to it because it was one of the things that I just really liked and I couldn't seem to part with it. After last week's video, we had a lot of new subscribers, so we just wanted to say thanks for following along on our home renovation journey. If you haven't yet, be sure to like and subscribe. We have a lot more to come, so we'll see you soon.